Aloha, fuckers! How's it going, YouTube land? And welcome back to my garage pool. That's right, it is an actual pool set up in my garage. We got the inflatable dragon. He's back to say hello. And as always, there's only one rule here in the garage pool, and that's beach vibes only. Anyway, we got another episode of the Deadly Draw Tournament and an episode of AEW Dark to watch tonight. And before I react to that, I also got 2 action figures to open up. So let's start with that. First up, we got a funny little story. So, as you might have seen in my other videos, I already have an Angelo Dawkins, but I've been trying to find a Montez Ford. Well, eventually I just gave up, and I bought it online. It came today, except it was another Angelo Dawkins, which means I'm not getting my Montez Ford replacement for another week and a half. However, I did get my Bianca Belair. So this is a basic Bianca Belair. That does not mean that Bianca herself is basic. As the Major brothers like to say, let's crack this open and let it breathe. Alright, first impression, they absolutely nailed the face. So that's great. It's got her lip logo and the EST logo both here and along her thigh. It's got her kiss tattoos, I don't know if you can see that, all along her back. But the coolest feature, of course, look at the length of that hair. That's incredible. Really well done. Very detailed. I like that a lot. It is rubber, though. It's not like any type of synthetic hair. The legs appear to be, yeah, perfect. They're balanced. She's stable. Great figure. Really like this one. Bianca Belair. First time in the series. Next up, we got another first-timer, and that's the Sassy Southern Belle Lacey Evans. But as you can see, this one's an elite, so we're going to get those extra articulations. We get 2 different pairs of extra hands, including gloves. We got her hat. Down here is her skirt. And I think that's about... Oh, there's of course, the handkerchief. So, let's again, let it breathe. When I take apart my boxes, I am not as aggressive as the Major brothers. And by the way, that's Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, the former Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in WWE. The big reason, especially with elites, that I don't just tear apart the boxes is because they usually have a cool background. Now this one's pretty plain. I think I'm going to throw this out and not really use it. But sometimes those are cool, so I keep them around. Anyway, one of the first things I really wanted to take a look at is I want to use the gloved hands, but I also wanted to make sure she could hold a microphone, and thankfully they did give me an open hand to grasp things. But here we go. The Lacey Evans Elite figure. The face is decent, but nowhere near as good as the Bianca Belair was. However, the detailing on her top, she's got the little sailor back there, is really nice. And especially these boots. They got little bows on the back. And they got really great American-style detail on them. And there she is, Lacey Evans. She's got the skirt on, the hat on, and the new gloved hands holding the handkerchief. Overall, pretty good. My only critique is just that the face could use a little bit of work. And maybe she could have come with, a better accessory than just the skirt and hat. But I think that's nitpicky. And there you have it. 2 brand new figures. And now it's time, ironically, for a women's tag team tournament. So let's go on to Deadly Draw. Alright, so we're starting out with Big Swole doing her draw. And of course somebody already has that color. Not familiar with that person, but whoever they are, they're now nicknamed Lil Swole. And it looks like Leva Bates, the librarian, is going to be teaming with the Alicia Fox wannabe, Rochelle Chanel. Speaking of Leva Bates, yes, I did dye my hair blue as well. And just like last week, that sets up the immediate match. Leva Bates comes out shushing the audience per usual. And of course she brought her partner a fashion book as a present. So it's going to be Rache Chanel and Leva Bates, and they're taking on the Swole family from Swole Nation, Big and Lil Swole. So I guess we're not going to explain who this other woman is. Okay, apparently Lil Swole is a former Shimmer champion. Interesting. Big Swole is carrying Little Swole back to their corner. Oh, it's so that she can make the tag. Peter Avalon's distracting the ref as Rache Chanel beats Little Swole with a comb. No, it did not work out for her. And that leads to the backstabber by Leva Bates. Interesting that this odd couple tag team is working together better than the Swole family. Leva Bates with the visible pinfall while the ref's back was turned. Then the Swole family gets a double team maneuver for the win. And they do a victory dance. Back at the drawing table, and I didn't exactly recognize those two, but I'm sure we'll find out later. Oh my goodness, is that Alundra Blaze / Medusa? She announced that Dasha's gonna be in the tournament. Interesting, she's gonna wrestle. But again, I don't know who her tag team partner is. Oh, okay, that's Rachel Ellerling, Paul Ellerling's daughter. He was the manager for Authors of Pain, and before that, of course, the Legion of Doom. She just got released from NXT not that long ago. So I guess she's the one that's teaming up with Dasha. Alright, it looks like it's gonna be Ivelisse and Diamante versus Dasha and Rachel Ellerling. Very interesting seeing Dasha in ring gear. And they're taking on former foes, Ivelisse and Diamante. I didn't recognize them without their hats and bandanas on. Okay, per commentary, those two are actually training partners and good friends, and they were forced to fight each other on Dynamite the other night. I think that means 3 out of the 4 ladies in this match speak Spanish. How's that for diversity? Very cool submission hold Ivelisse had on Dasha there. Dasha's really impressing me, by the way. She's showing a lot of athleticism and even a little bit of chemistry with Rachel Ellerling here. Diamante with the nice stunner there. Oh, but not enough for the win. An equally impressive Canadian Destroyer by Ivelisse for the win. Those two are going to advance on. You know, in another universe, they'd be in a triples team with Mia Yim. So, that was a lot of the word swole. Indeed, hold your head up high, Dasha. That was a great performance. And that'll do it. Actually, now that I think about it, let's turn this into a 2-parter. I'm going to throw this up on YouTube, and I'll come back to you with my dark reactions later.